Right, so here's the story so far. 10 days ago we had Scott come in and he started to prepare our sub base. So we scrape away the existing dead grass and we wait for this car to go past. So scrape away the dead grass and start to prepare our sub base. So we're looking to shape this area to mirror the final level, which will be sand, but we're going to take this 4 inches down. So this area here will be 4 inches beneath its final height, which will bring it all back up to its true height once turf goes down. So basically making a sub base to match the final sand layer. So we're going to bring in 4 inches of sand and cover this over, and that'll be our growing medium. Now 4 inches is a good amount if you're looking to do a above average home lawn, if you're looking to have a nice front lawn or a nice back lawn, and 4 inches of sand on top of a nice prepared sub base is always going to give you the best opportunity to have a nice lawn. Now, so today what I've decided to do, because when we dug this in, it was still a little bit wet, it was still a little bit damp. All my black soil here that I've imported already holds a fair bit of moisture, so it gets a bit sticky, and when you're scraping it up with a excavator, it can get a little bit difficult to manage, I guess. So what we're going to do today, I've been down this morning to Scone Outdoors. I've hired one of these Traxmasters, so they're from Toro, sort of a bit like, I guess, what we would call here a dingo digger, same sort of thing, but obviously Toro's version. So I've got 2 attachments with it today. I've got a 4-in-1 bucket and I've got a rotary hoe. So my thought process here is I'm going to rotary hoe the entire area, and with that I'm looking just to go over it and obviously go over our new garden beds, just so when Scott comes back again this weekend to complete the sub base, it's just a little bit easier. He's more just scraping and moving stuff around rather than I guess dragging up difficult to manage black soil. So that's my thought process. We're going to rotary hoe the whole area and sort of get it all ready for him to come back on the weekend and just shape up. And then I'll show you also how we go about getting our levels. So because it's a sloping site, I'll show you how I go about it using string line and a high point and our low point. So stick around and let's get on with the episode. So this is our string line. You've got it set up here. So it's got a brick at the bottom and it runs up to our orange peg up in the back there. So basically what's happening here, this will be our final level slope. That peg up the back will stay fixed and we just move this down and we shape as we go. So there's a little tiny bit that's still got to be brought in forward of the pile. So that pile there on the right hand side of the string will probably come down, but yeah, it's just a matter of fiddling around and getting these final levels, and that's how we get a fairly consistent slope across the whole area. So we are having a win. Slow and steady wins the race. If you've never used one of these before, pretty simple sort of thing to use really. Basically, obviously key here, fuel gauge, hour meter, glow plugs being a diesel model, so glow plugs in the cold mornings. Throttle, so obviously operate these machines at full RPMs. Now, this is our control, so this way here, by pushing this forward, the machine will go forward. If we twist it and push it, the machine will turn that way, and if we push it and twist it, the machine will obviously go the other direction. Same deal backwards, so this way for backwards, and obviously back left, back right, etc. Now, this here will operate our any driving device. Obviously, when we had the rotary hoe, we'll bring this across, comes down into the on position, and that there will operate the attachment at the front. Now, this here is bucket control, so if you've got the bucket on that we do at the moment, obviously bucket up, bucket down, bucket tilt, and so forth. So that's how that operates there, and park brake to the side. So pretty simple machine to use, and yeah, fairly foolproof. If I can operate it, anyone can operate it. Anyway, I'll show you now. We'll swap out the attachments. We'll start with the rotary hoe, and we'll go from there. Okay, so these are little, this is what holds the attachment on, so we just basically turn that around to unlock him, and the same with this one here. Now this is a 4-in-1 bucket, so it actually, I guess, opens up as well at the bottom there. So what we'll do, now we unhook the hydraulics here. Now, once again, you can't get these mixed up because they've been, I guess, connected in a way that one will go there and the other one will fit there. You can't get them wrong by swapping them around the other way. So always good to have a rag with you when you're working with hydraulics, because they just have a habit of being a bit messy. There we go. Tuck them out the side, and we just disconnect by starting the machine. Right, so you get two edges, so you can tell here, you're not going to get these two mixed up. So they're just sort of reversed, if that makes any sense. Oh, get on there. One. Two. Done. So this will be our project today. Basically, the whole area here, my aim is to run over it with that machine and try and turn it into some sort of neater project than this. Looks a bit unloved at the minute. So that's the idea. I'm going to run over this now, slow and steady. We're not in any rush, and we'll see what happens. I'm not exactly sure how it'll turn out, but we'll give it a go and see. Right, so it's been a couple of weeks since we did anything here. Scotty never came back the following weekend due to the one day I had him booked in. Of course, it rained, so we postponed. This is where we're up to now. Clearly, I'm not going to get any turf down this side of winter. As much as you can turf during winter time, probably better to do it autumn and spring. So we'll just spend the time now. We'll slow it right down. We'll spend the time, get in the ground, absolutely perfect. Spend time with the irrigation, all that sort of thing. Sorry if the wind's picked up a bit, but I can't do much about that. Along the side here, there's a fair bit going on with the rocks and stuff, and I reckon that's got a lot to do with the fact of the fact that the road goes in, and they've just graded the stuff out to the side. I did actually come across that as well when I did my other side of the lawn, so still got to fish through a lot of this sort of stuff, etc. So look, we'll leave it here for this week. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. We'll catch you next time here on the Aussie Lawn.